We're all good. We're all good. You feel
All
free.
right.
All right. So one of the things I want to know is, again, because I've known you for a long time, but when did it finally click? When did it click initially that you had this creative in you? And let me give you a little background on that question. Was it when you were a little kid? I know you grew up in a big family. When you were a little kid, did you know that there was an artist deep inside of you? Or was this something that developed as you got older?
See, now that is a good question. It's a deep question. I thought about it. And, you know, humor in regards to like just, you know, entertainment and stand-up comedy, humor was something that was in the house. Like my father was a funny man, you know, like I know he's like still laughing to this day. He was a funny man. Like at the dinner table, he was the boss of the hot sauce. So, you know, and he'd have my mother cracking up and, you know, stop it, Kenny. And I mean, just even thinking back to some of this stuff, you know, it was in the house. And then, you know, at the same time, they always encouraged us to speak up. That was the one thing. Like speak up, speak up, speak up. And I always had this ability to connect to people. Now as I'm older, I recognize that connecting to people is somewhat a gift and it is a talent because everybody can't do it. So when it comes to social skills, I'm like, well, shit, I'm really good in that department. You know, like as a kid, you know, I remember watching, I mean, shit, you name it, watching Tracy Yeoman, I Love Lucy, I Live in Color, like you name it. And I just would do like all these characters even in the house. Like I remember doing Farm Marshal Bill, like, you know, sticking my hair up straight. My father had these big galosh boots and I would like come to the dinner table, like, you know, my lip, like, let me tell you something, you know, and I'm not trying to mess my lips up, but you know, back then I would you know, let me tell you something. And I would, you know, that I didn't even realize I was like performing for family. You know, you don't know you're performing for family at that time. And then even just even to think back to how like being a kid and we would go to like, let's say my friend's house and, you know, my parents were real big on manners. Like, you know, you always, you know, you go say hello to the parents, you thank them for having you. When you leave, you know, you always say goodbye, thank them for having you. I remember my friends would be like waiting for me and I'd